It's extremely rare that we get multiple generational talents at multiple different positions in the same draft class. But this is one of the most loaded offensive draft classes in recent memory. USC quarterback Caleb Williams and Ohio State wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. are both considered generational talents at their respective positions. But there is a third, and that is Georgia tight end Brock Bowers. Coming off back-to-back national championships, Bowers has showcased his superb talent on the biggest stages in college football, and today we are going to be breaking down what makes him so special and one of the best tight end prospects in recent memory. But hey guys, if you guys are new to the channel, I have already done a video on Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Drake May. So check those out if you are interested. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, so if you haven't already, consider subscribing, ring that notification bell so you never miss a video, and without further ado, let's get into it. Brock Bowers really burst onto the college football scene in 2022. The athletic, physical specimen really showed he could be a dynamic weapon in the NFL. On 63 receptions, Bowers had 942 yards and 7 touchdowns. Something rarely seen by a tight end is the ability to run the ball. But Bowers can do that. On 9 carries, mostly end arounds, Bowers put up 109 yards and another 3 touchdowns on the ground. He has shown some extreme versatility in the SEC, and there's some major skills that are going to translate well to the next level for Bowers. Right off the bat, Bowers is extremely athletic. He has unbelievable speed and runs really well. In his last timed 40-yard dash, he ran a 4.5 second 40. This is very impressive for a tight end, a position that is not typically known for speed. Bowers breaks that barrier and is a really solid runner, especially in the open field. He runs with speed and power. Not only is he fast, he's really strong as well. He can just run guys over, bulldoze them, he breaks tackles really well, and if he has an open field in front of him, he's going to take it all the way. Bowers has really long arms and a very solid frame. He has broad shoulders and a very large catch radius. Bowers has incredible hands and doesn't drop many passes at all. He is going to win the 50-50 balls, and he is a massive threat down the middle of the field. He is an excellent receiving weapon who makes big plays left and right. Another major aspect for a tight end and something very important at the NFL level is their ability to be able to block. And once again, Bowers does this at an extremely high level. He has excellent hand placement and a strong anchor. He has a strong lower body, and he's not moved around easily, and does an amazing job at continuing to keep lanes open, both in the run game, and creates holes for the Bulldogs offense to move. He's a good pass blocker, a good run blocker, and overall just a very versatile weapon for the Bulldogs. While there is so much to love about Bowers, there are a couple of things to take note of that could potentially cause problems at the NFL level. For one thing, I noticed a few blocking whiffs from Bowers. Now, this wasn't a very consistent issue or something that even happened all that much, but there were times where he would go make a block and he would just miss the guy altogether. I don't think this is going to be too big of an issue, something minor. He is a very consistent blocker 99% of the time, but nonetheless, it's something I thought should be mentioned. Another thing was his route running. He wasn't necessarily the greatest separator in the world. Luckily for him, the Bulldogs used him in so many unique ways, and they found a way to get him the ball, and he's able to win the 50-50 balls and catch the passes where he is contested, but he didn't gain a ton of space on his route running. I think his route running could improve a little bit. It's not a weakness of his necessarily, but it isn't a strength of his either. Lastly, Bowers may be a bit undersized. Bowers is 230 pounds, which is pretty low for a tight end. This is something he needs to improve. Now, here's the caveat. If he adds on 10 to 15 pounds of muscle, where he gets up to the ideal weight, it could take away some of his athleticism. So there's a lot to look at here, and it's something to monitor come draft time. With his athleticism and versatility, I really think Bowers is extremely scheme versatile. I think he could play in any offense in the NFL and be an immediate weapon. However, I think he would be best utilized in an offense with a creative play caller who can find unique ways to get him the ball. Ideally though, a heavy run scheme would be best for Bowers in my opinion. That way he can show off his blocking ability, but also he can be used as a threat in the run game as well. For all these reasons, Bowers is my tight end 1, and it isn't particularly close, and my 3rd overall player in the class. He's a very unique prospect and has a ton of traits to really fall in love with. We don't see athletic specimens like Brock Bowers very often. Not only that, we don't see a balanced prospect like this very often, who's not only an excellent receiver, but he's an excellent blocker. The player most comparable, in my opinion, is Rob Gronkowski, the greatest tight end ever. Gronk was super balanced at all stages. We know how strong he was as a runner and how electric he could be in the open field. Bowers is faster than Gronk, but Gronk was also a really good blocker as well. This is the comp I have. If we want to talk a modern player, I think George Kittle gives me some shades here as well. Kittle's a guy who's super balanced, a good blocker, a good receiver, and there's a lot to like there. Brock Bowers is amazing. It's very rare to see a prospect this well-rounded. His flaws are limited, and he's an amazing athlete. He is the best tight end prospect since Kyle Pitts, and he has immense upside. For this reason, I think Brock Bowers is a top 10 pick in the 2024 NFL Draft.